So I got the radiator support off of here, and I know the plans was to try to clean up parts and paint today, but it's going to be warm tomorrow, and it's really getting a little late. If I try, I'm going to end up with wire brush pieces all in my face, stuck all in my shirt, and then be rushed trying to get painted before dark. And so I figure what I will do is I'll finish cleaning out the bed. That way I can put all the front end parts that I've taken off in the bed. And then I'm gonna clean the inside of the truck out. And that way it'll be ready to work on. I've soaked down the cab mount bolts with penetrant. Try to loosen them up. And I went, this windshield's busted, and this truck has tinted glass on it. I went and found a windshield in my parts stash that's tinted, and it's got a sticker on it that says 71 Chevrolet, so 71C10. So that's cool. It's the exact same year as the truck is. So sometime in the process of things, we'll get that windshield out and get it cleaned up, and we'll get it put in here. These windshields are fairly easy to put in. It's a piece of rope and some soapy water and some help, and they're not too bad to put in. So we'll get that going. I've got a bumper here off a 69 truck, just a factory bumper that we'll put on this truck, and that way, I think we've got everything to complete the body on this thing. So I'm gonna clean the bed out. I'm gonna get it down off the jacks, get off the jack stands, clean the inside out, and I might even get Froggy and pull the seat before the afternoon's over with, and maybe get the fuel tank, the cinder in the fuel tank, and the fuel tank in the truck. We'll see how that works out. But right now, we're gonna work on cleaning the bed out, and then we'll get the we'll get these fenders stacked in there, or the driver's side fender anyways. We need to flip this passenger side fender over and see if we can't get the bolts cut off since the clip nuts broke. And then we'll start stacking parts in the back here. And I'm gonna see about finding some metal to weld a piece in on the core support for the battery box, under the battery box, or we'll find another core support in my parts stash and see if it's any better. So, but the first thing we're going to do is clean the rest of this bed out. So that's what we're going to get on right now. All right, so this truck bed's like a time capsule. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but I told you I had owned this truck for quite a few years. I bought this truck in 1993, and in the mid-90s, I found a 69 GMC that this bed actually came off of, and I actually put the motor out of this truck into that 69 that had a 400 and a positive traction rear end with this bed on it, and this thing had a camper shell on it. If it didn't have it in from brand new, it was real close to being new when they put the camper shell on this thing. Well, anyhow, in the process of going through that in the 90s, I ended up putting a different bed on the GMC and putting 350 in it and selling it. And then this bed came on this truck with the camper shell on it and was dry storage. And it was dry storage for a whole bunch of years, maybe 5 years. And then my neighbor at the time had a 65 or 6 Chevrolet truck, and he wanted the camper shell. So he traded me a set of four-wheel drive rallies for the camper shell. And I had forgot what all I had put in the bed and didn't think nothing about it. Took the camper shell off and traded with him. And so everything in the bed got rained on for a few years until I bought this place out here. I've been out here going on 25 years. So this truck, when I first put the stuff together to store it, this thing had a bed mat, a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, and a center part of a bed mat on top of that. And then when I moved out here, I put it in the barn, and that's where it's been ever since. Well, the boxes the stuff was in deteriorated and come apart. You can see the plywood's all rotted. But I'm finding all kind of stuff in here that I knew I had, but I hadn't seen in years. I knew that I had done some work back in the day for a guy and got a set of short water pump big block accessory brackets. I got the air conditioning alternator brackets I found today, but I haven't seen the power steering pump bracket. But for you guys that don't know, they didn't make short water pump big blocks but just a few years. The big block come out in 65, and it was a short water pump from 65 to 68. Then in 69, in the passenger cars, they went to a long water pump, and the truck stayed short water pump until 73, and then they went to long water pump. So those brackets are pretty rare. But anyhow, I've got almost a complete set of brackets. I might have the power steering pump bracket somewhere. I could have swore I had it. But anyway, I haven't found it yet. But it's just interesting to see stuff that I hadn't seen in 35 years coming to the surface. So it's not a simple clean out on this truck, but I'm getting there, and it's kind of fun seeing some of the stuff come out of here. And it's a little disappointing. There was a speedometer cluster and clock assembly out of a 55 Chevrolet, and it just rusted it all to pieces. So it's not worth anything now. And I mean, at least it would have been some cool shelf art or something, or somebody might could have used it, but now it's junk. But anyhow, I'll show you more. All right, we got it cleaned out down to the bed mat. So let's flip this thing back and see what we got up under here. Oh man. Well, we got some rust, but we'll have to get this mat out to see, but I really don't think there's any big holes in here. Hold on. Alright, so believe it or not, this bed has no holes in it. No holes in it. And the floor's warped up, which it was warped up the day I bought it because it was worked as a truck. But it has absolutely no rust holes in it at all. I mean, it's been lightened a little bit. There's a little rust flakes that come off of it or whatever, but it has absolutely no holes in it, which is what I was hoping for. I mean, that's the way I remember it when I put it up. But like I said, it's been 35 years ago since I filled the bed up with stuff, and like I said, it had a camper shell on it, so it was dry storage. But after the camper shell got sold, it wasn't dry anymore. But it's definitely just as good a bed as it was back when I put it up. So I'm really pleased with that. So we're going to finish cleaning this thing out. And then we're going to carefully stack our body parts back in here and continue on. And I'll post you another one when we get one done. See ya.